Yeah, I'm just sitting up here about to do my Vishnu Sahasranam. Yeah, some months back, when our monsoon was supposed to come, uh, nobody was wrong. Nobody was wrong in the prediction, but no one knew what was going to happen when the monsoon at its peak, right when it starts, because monsoon starts with a peak. What was going to happen when the peak of the monsoon came down the Bay of Bengal and hit the Pacific Ocean. And of course, it turns and it hugs the Indian continent, and then it goes around and goes up to Mumbai. So all the description they were given of El Nino, how the water in the ocean was above 3 degrees plus, 3 degrees plus, which is quite a lot of heat, So El Nino was using that heat to move around. So now, El Nino happened to just come into the area of Kanyakumari, the tip of India, at the same time that the peak of the monsoon hit. So the monsoon, everybody loves the monsoon because it makes it nice and cold. And the most amazing part of the monsoon is it's a different type of cloud. It really is low-lying cloud. Low-lying, full of water. Cloud. So here comes El Nino, the Pacific Ocean, and about to really hit India very hard, and everybody's worried about it. I got to tell you, everybody was worried about it because in I think it was 1876 to 1879, of so many million of people died in the area, in the Africa area, in the India area, and places like that, because of the same thing that was happening. So they were saying, oh boy, this is a rerun of what has already happened before. But amazingly enough, when they crashed together, and I do mean crashed together, what happened is the low-lying clouds were not letting the sun touch the Pacific Ocean. So the temperature of El Nino started dropping. And if you study it, you know that when the temperature really drops, it turns to La Nina. El Nino means the man. La Nina means the girl. So La Nina, she produces, rain. El Nino takes it away. But he couldn't swallow the monsoon. The monsoon was just too much for him, because it's real low-lying clouds, thick, not letting the sun in, and giving moisture to the Pacific Ocean. As it went around, it could only get up to Mumbai, and it didn't dissipate. That's nature is an incredible thing. It didn't dissipate. It sat for about 2 weeks. Can you imagine? The wind, the rain, those are pretty active things. They sat for 2 weeks right outside of Mumbai. But what's happening to the north is just a battlefield, Just to the north, you hit in Iran and Oman, So it's just a heavy-duty battlefield up there. And it had some effect. Well, it did have some effect. Well, one of the effects was that, okay, the monsoon stopped there. It didn't go any further for 2 weeks. Then all of a sudden it burst out because the land, the heat from the land, and I would say it's not just the heat from the land, but the heat from all the bombs and all the bad thoughts and everything. It was just so heavy that it, if the land is hot, right, really hot, it tends to draw it makes an airlift. It makes an airlift and it draws the water in. So that's what happened. The monsoon all of a sudden bursts like breaking through a dam and hits Mumbai and with showers and everything. And then right here in Vrindavan, one lady was waiting for her train, and it happened to have been, I think it was one day and some hours late because it had to go through, floodwaters. And it was coming through that way of Mumbai to Delhi. Yeah, so, it just broke out. Now, it didn't repair what had happened in the Arabian Sea to India. It couldn't repair that. But then now you're seeing that there's water here, and it's been raining here. And I think maybe a week would go by without any rain, and then some rain. So we're not like getting a tremendous amount of rain. But if you go down to the Yamuna, it's overflowed. Not overflowed to the street, which would be about, I calculate that's about at least 15 feet high. No, it's not that much, full, but it has overflowed. It's not as normal situation for the last 3 or 4 days. So you just sit in amazement how Krishna protected his land. And like right now, this rain is coming from the southeast. And the southeast monsoons were those monsoons that came in near, West Bengal and places like that, Assam, West Bengal, and came towards the west. That's their natural flow. But they usually don't give us too much effect because our winds that come from the west blow them away. But this year, those winds are the majority. So, and like I said, it's just so beautiful. It's coming from the south. And just south of us, I think it's like we're at latitude 27, and I think it's around latitude 25. So it's around 2 latitudes down. And, from Mumbai, looking straight across, Mumbai is 20. So it's about 5 latitudes up from Mumbai, but 2 latitudes down from Vrindavan. And then somewhat to the east, that is the Triveni. I think it's about 3 or 4. Well, I think 4. So 4 is about 400 kilometers. So 200 kilometers straight to the south, and about 400 kilometers over to the east, and you'll get to the Triveni. So this is our water coming as a blessing from the south by Radhika's prayers. She has prayed for that, and now we're getting it. And we were able to go out and buy some Tulsi plants. I'm telling you, I no matter what I tried to do during the heat this year, you couldn't save them. The wind was just fierce, really hot, fierce wind. So here I am sitting, I think it's 34 out here. No, not even that much. Excuse me, I don't. You always got two phones. We can always see what the heck the temperature is. These things are nice because it gives you a perspective on everything. Oh, it's around 30. Right now it's around 30 degrees. Yeah, 30 degrees. So, it's quite a difference, We were 40 and 40 plus, and now it's 30 degrees. Oh, that's like a big difference. Well, I'm just happy. This year, El Nino, and he's big time around every 20 years. So this was his big time to hit us. And he just came around the corner at the wrong time. And he hit our monsoons. What damage he may do before getting to us or after, I don't know. But certainly he was devastated when he came around the corner and got hit by our monsoon full force. Our monsoon was coming down full force. And it hit him. Yeah, it just gives you a feeling like, my gosh, Krishna is just like out there, helping out. I don't think we could have made it through such a thing. Even south of Mumbai, they were already being warned about lack of water, even to so they were put on a different scheme so that the water wouldn't be wasted. Oh, and here now, August, we're sitting at 30 degrees and just a nice rainfall fell, and it's supposed to rain a few more days. Yeah, in September it doesn't rain so much, or October, but it'll rain. It'll rain up to Balaram's appearance day, the Balaram Purnim, and may hit us during Krishna Janmashtami. Yeah, so we made it, And a lot of farmers are very happy about the whole situation, how everything was adjusted in this way. Yeah, because it would have been a really difficult time to get around, especially when you have a country with so many people that want to eat. Yeah, you don't want to have any problems with getting water. Okay, I just thought I'd bring it up to you. You can laugh about it, El Nino turned into La Nina. Yeah, and instead of doing damage, it's made such a nice, cool atmosphere for the last few weeks. Yeah. Okay, Haribol.